Hey guys, what's up? It's Jared here at Jared Vapes. I've been using a mod pretty often in my review videos for flavors and things like that, and I never actually chose to review it yet, so I'm going to do that really quick. Before I get into it, Mike and Tiffany from a couple of vapes, they gave me this mod to keep and to use on a day-to-day basis, so I'm going to review this, and then we will take a couple of vapes and final thoughts and price points and things like that. So to start, it's a mech mod. So for those of you that don't know about Ohm's Law or building or anything of that nature, this is this video might be a little over your head in terms for your safety, because you do have to know how low you can build and what's okay to use on it and what's not, things like that. So it's the Able mod by Avid Life, by AV as people like to call it. So I can get an up close here on the laser etch. This is one of the top pieces, but just polish it up a little bit. So we're gonna go over this and let you know what I think about it. So number one of the coolest things about these kinds of mods, whether it's an Able mod or a Limitless mod, I'm sure there's others that I'm not too sure of. Switch mods a little bit, continuous current to a degree. All these guys have very customizable high-end mods. I'm not going to say they're cheap. I mean, for American-made, like Switch mods, sure. AV, I'm not too sure, but I know their price point's pretty up there. But it is a single 18650 tube mod, and it's really the gist of it. It's very customizable. You can put different sleeve selections. I have a stainless, and actually, here's my other one. Black carbon fiber. You can get tons of things, even with the Limitless. You can get different single colors. You can get designs with skulls and Indian kind of stuff. You can get bandana style. You can get tons of things. You can slide over it to make it your own. Which is pretty cool. It's different. I personally use the stainless because it matches the color of my RDA, so it's pretty perfect. Assembly is actually very, very simple, and it does go positive down in the mod. That is very important to note. Positive end of the battery down. Make sure you have high amperage, high drain batteries. You don't want anything like that E-Fest crap. Those aren't good batteries. Get good batteries to use on the same, with a good RDA. I'm not saying go out and spend $100 on an RDA. That's kind of insane, but get a reliable RDA that will work and won't mess with your mod in any way, shape, or form. So let's assemble this. So here's your tube. Number one, the way it all screws together, very nice, very smooth. The threading, it's like butter, no issues. Never had a jam, never had to readjust to get it in perfect. It's awesome. So this is your sleeve. Very very simple. This is the body part of the mech. And as you can see on it, there are all these it's that little indent there that makes it a little smaller. All you need to do is take whatever sleeve you got or whatever one you want to interchange and slide it right down, and that should fit flush for the most part. Next, you're going to take your button. Now, I'm not really going to get into the button and disassembling and all this and all that. All you really got to know about the button is it's copper contact, which is very, very good. It's not too pushy. It's not going to go too far up, but it'll get what you need. Let's unscrew it a little more. Unscrew. So copper pin, you push the bottom, it goes up. Very clicky, easy to work button. Doesn't really ever get stuck. It is two magnets, gold-plated magnets, 18 or 24. I'm not sure what carat. But they repel very strongly against each other, hence the reason I'm not going to take this off right now. Because if you do disassemble the battery, which you can do, it's just kind of a a giant pain in the ass. If you want to give it a full kind of cleaning like that, take it apart. You're going to have to put the two magnets very far apart from each other because they are so strong that if they're too close, and they fly together and they hit, they will snap. And then you'll have to buy new magnets, which is it's a giant pain in the ass. So be careful with that when disassembling your button. It does have a lock mechanism, as you can see here. The bigger it gets, the more the copper contact will push up. And if you don't want it to fire, just turn it all the way. And now you can't push the button at all, so it works. It is a pretty heavy button, but it's actually fairly easy to push, which is nice. So then you're just going to screw that in here. Once again, this threading is great. Never any issues there. So there, I have my tube assembled. Now this is where you're going to drop in your battery, positive end down. Boom. And here's your little connector here. Now, my recommendation in terms for this piece is screw on your RDA before you screw it down over the battery. Because depending on how long your pin is, if I screw this all the way down, so that's all the way down, and then, you know, my Dogue V2, if I try to screw that on, it stops right there. So now it doesn't fit. Hence the reason you should do the top piece first. Now this differs from RDA to RDA, depends on how long the pins are, millimeter length, all that good stuff. So I would simply have top piece, Addy screws right on top there. Takes about 2 seconds. There it is. Now you can see that pin all the way through there. And now screw it on. The threads won't go all the way through, and that's fine because now you know at least your pin is hitting the battery, and that's, you know, what makes the difference. Say it's not sitting as low as before, but it's sitting nice and nice. It's all polished up. It's all ready to go. And then you just turn the button slightly to the left. Here's your AV, your Dogue. Let's take a hit. I'm using, I reviewed this earlier, I'm pretty sure. It's the Pop Pop Spignoli. It's the Italian cookie. It's a 70-30 blend. So, besides that fact, actually, no, let's take a couple more hits first. Granted, this thing can push out a lot more than that. I'm only doing like a 0.21. 0.22 maybe. I'm not building super low. Especially if you know mech mods, you really shouldn't, you know, go below a 0.1. Even 0.1 is kind of pushing it with your battery safety there. Does it get warm? Oh crap! And there goes the camera. Does the battery? Can you feel it get warm through the mod? Yes. If you repeatedly hit it 10-15 times in a row, you will feel that. You will feel that it's getting warm. Just put it down, let it breathe for a minute. It'll be good. Now, price point is where it gets fun. I believe an Able mod, as of right now, goes for $175 to $180. In my opinion, is it worth the money? I'm not gonna say yes to that. I would say around, I can understand 120. You know, as a package deal. Maybe the 180 if you throw in a really nice RDA with it. But it doesn't come with an RDA. It's you know what you're gonna get is just up to that gold bar. No RDA. Well, not even a sleeve or a battery. You got to buy those separate too. So in my opinion, is it worth the price point? No. Is it a great mech mod? Absolutely. But you know, for $180, I can't. Even Switch mods, they have a combo with an RDA and a base. You know, the actual mech mod itself with the RDA. It's $120. I like this due to the sheer fact it's very customizable. It hits hard. It lasts a while. It is very comfy, depending on the sleeve. This sleeve is stainless, so it adds a little more weight. This one's like a plasticky kind of material with a carbon fiber look, so it makes it lighter. But I certainly wouldn't pay this much for it. I mean, I certainly appreciate the gift to Mike and Tiffany. Big thanks to them again. But I don't recommend dropping $180 on a mod. There are people that do. There are collectors or somebody that they buy one mod and they are good with just that one mod for, you know, years down the road. They don't need to get anything else. Or people that just have stupid amounts of money laying around. They're like, I want to buy that mod. But I believe it should be around the 120 range. I understand that it's, you know, handcrafted and this and that. But 180 for a mod, I mean, it's kind of drifting away from the purpose of vaping, where it's supposed to be saving money as opposed to dropping, you know, nearly part-time paycheck a week right on, you know, a mod. I kind of think that's silly. But I do love it. I do use it every day. It does hit hard. I like the little, you know, the locking mechanism, because now it won't fire at all. That is really sick, especially if you got kids at home, things like that. It's awesome. Just hold the bottom, and I barely got to push, guys. I mean, that's how far the button is right now. Very, very little. I mean, very smooth. The threading is smooth. You know, and then by the way, when it comes time to change the battery, a lot of people tend to take the button out. Incorrect. I mean, you certainly can. It works that way. It's just a lot more of a pain in the ass, and the sleeve will always slide off, and this and that. Just take this gold piece on the top, even though this is the brass technically, but take that off, and then all you do is dump your battery and plop a new one in. Don't have to worry about the sleeve or anything coming off. This is a very, very strong magnetic device, so don't recommend keeping it in your pocket with your cell phone or anything like that. I mean, here's a good for example. The battery sticks right to the bottom, absolutely no problem. So I would definitely recommend keeping it away from other electronics and things like that. Once again, I don't know if these are the upgraded magnets, but I'm pretty sure the 18 karat ones are pretty strong too, because they're supposed to last almost forever. Other than that, I give the mod 9 out of 10, just because brass is not my thing. I gotta clean it so much, which I don't know exactly what this stuff is, but you can buy this stuff for materials like this, for brass and copper, and it shines them right up pretty quick, makes them nice and shiny new. It took me 5 minutes, and this thing is pretty blacked out and chuffed up, but now as you can see, this thing's shining. Definitely worth having if you have an expensive mod, a very high-end mod, worth keeping it clean. You know, cleaning out the threading, you know, the insides and near the buttons, so when it swivels, it's nice and clean and smooth still. Very important to do that. But other than that, I mean, this is the Able mod, and let me know what you guys think about it. That's my review for it. So overall, worth the money? No. Great product? Absolutely.